Whoa, whoa. All right. Wow, pro tip. So if you've got an iPhone and a Mac, get one of those magnets that goes on the back of your Mac so you can mount up your phone and use that for video and going live. Because you might not have known, but there is when your camera is going and when you're connected, Mac has a feature to green screen. So like this green screen is happening live so it's something you don't need to do in post, and it's basically perfect. So I use this for all my calls and for creating content and all this. So, okay, I got a few answers for a few questions for y'all here. First one is, why will someone pay $10K for one thing, but think $500 is expensive for something objectively more valuable? So why will somebody pay $10K for one thing when there's something else that's out there that's objectively more valuable, but way cheaper? And it's definitely all about the vision, the perception of value. So about 7 years ago or so now, when I was first thinking about being a coach, and I've been doing marketing for some time, then I thought, okay, I can teach marketing as a coach. And there is a program that I was talking to guys for a few weeks about joining a coaching program for basically how to run a business. And the program cost $10K. And I didn't have $10K to spend, but what I did have was a couple $1,000s in the bank, and I had about $3,000 in cryptocurrency. So to get this thing going, I sold all of my crypto so that I could get into this program and make this first payment. And after that first day, I was standing on my roof, at night, looking at the stars and just thinking, that's it. I finally got it. I'm never gonna have to worry about money again. Great, I'm in this program. I can see it. I'm gonna get the clients, and I'm gonna make money and have my own business. It's gonna be amazing. So to me, I'd never spent nearly that much ever on anything. Maybe no more than $1,000 on anything. But my vision, my desire for having this business was so strong that $10K, it absolutely felt worth it. I didn't care if I was going to go broke and not be able to pay it and not be able to do it, but I just knew that this was what I needed to do. Now, I wasn't able to pay. I didn't make enough money to get back that program. I actually went negative in my bank account, and they were pulling out this company was pulling $1,000 chunks out of my bank account. As soon as a little went in there, they'd pull out 1,000. I'd go negative into my account. It was a crazy thing. But now there are things that are like $100 that could help, like things with food or some kind of software that I want to buy to help my business, enriching leads, like objective things that if it's, some $100, it's like, I got to think about that. But if I got a list of 100 leads, one of those could potentially, that could potentially be 10, 20, 30K in money right there. So it's all about the vision. The difference between somebody easily paying 10K for somebody or looking at something that's 500 and being like, no way in hell I'd ever pay 500 for that, is really just the idea of what it's going to be like to have that thing, the potential of where it's going to take them, and the power of the vision that they have. Like, how bad do they want that? It's the reason why someone will pay money for a dating coach or for a divorce coach. Like, what is that worth it to someone who is struggling with dating, who really so bad wants to find a wife and have a family, but is just has crippling anxiety to approach someone? How bad do they want that? If you've got money, a wife and a family in a future, being able to tell your family and friends that you have someone and the joy that brings you, what's 10K worth? 10K for that? Nothing. The vision of having a business, of having freedom in your life to live life on your own terms, and all of the joy and status and opportunity that comes with that. What's 10K to that? So it's really important to paint the picture and paint that vision. I think that's the most important thing when it comes to us and our coaching and our marketing is the possibility. The tease the possibility, what things could be. Okay, next question. Why do people resist solutions that would actually help them? Why do people resist solutions that would actually help them? You know, I think it's lack of wanting to spend energy, lack of wanting to do things, laziness, the want of ease, people talking about doing something and never actually wanting to do it. The biggest reason, in my opinion, why people don't want to do stuff, why they don't take action on something that they know is going to help them is just because they don't want to put in the effort. They don't want to put in the energy. They like to talk. They like to talk and not do anything. They like to pretend like they've got it all figured out and they don't do anything. I was talking to a prospect yesterday, a coach, and her main thing is coaching about happiness. You know, the thing I find about people that coach things like happiness and serenity and peace, I often find that they're the ones that are the least happy, have the least serenity and the least peace, and they're the most charlatan ones out there. But this lady, she wanted to do something better with her marketing, and that's why we were talking, but didn't want to do any work whatsoever. To the just, I don't want to learn anything. I don't want to do anything. Just do it. And that could sound like a dream, right? Oh wow, a client doesn't want me to do anything. They're just going to pay me money. I can do whatever I want. I'll just do it for them. I'll take their money and I don't have to even deal with the client. But that doesn't work. Things that work take effort, don't they? Nothing is free, is it? Especially marketing. This is why most marketing sucks. It's because it's, hey, let's ask a few questions to ChatGPT and let's put some stuff on our website. And now we have a website. Oh, why isn't it working? Why isn't it converting? Oh, I'm going to talk to a camera for an hour and somebody's going to cut me 30 clips and I'm going to have a social media strategy and I'm going to get leads in business. Oh, why isn't it working? So it's one part laziness, part wanting something for nothing. And it's also part ignorance. People don't know. People do not know how difficult marketing is. Most businesses fail, right? 80% of businesses fail. 80% of coaching businesses fail in a year, 3 years, whatever it is. It's extremely, extremely difficult. And when it comes to business and marketing, you don't get nothing for free. You got to put in some time. So this prospect, she wanted everything, didn't even want to have a 2-hour session to talk about her business. She thought, oh, you got everything, right? We talked for 15 minutes. You got everything, just do it. But I have a feeling she's the kind of person that says she wants to do things, that says she does a lot of things, but never has much success in doing it. There's another guy, another prospect I talked to one time. He's a productivity coach, real high, nose up in the air. I've got a business. I'm a productivity coach. I have years and years of experience in this and that and that. And you know what? It's not just this business, but I have 2 other businesses that I'm running. I'm doing everything at the same time, running these 3 businesses, building these businesses, and really just acting like an arrogant asshole the whole time. He's here asking me for help about marketing, pretending like he knows what he's doing, and thinking that he can run 3 businesses at the same time, but not in a nice way, not in a cool way, not in so systematic way, these brand new businesses. And he's wondering why he can't get any leads because he's in a pod. He's in a pod where he's paying other people to comment on his stuff. He's paying someone to put automatic posts on his feed. He's paying someone to bring him leads that he never even knows, and he calls that running a business. It's not. Marketing can't work like that. You need involvement. So much marketing is shit, and coaches have stuff that doesn't work because they're not putting in the work into your marketing. You can't do automated stuff. You can't just have ChatGPT stuff. It's not going to work. So what works? is being systematized. It's putting in the work. It's having systems, putting in the work. Namely, it starts with figuring out who you're talking to, having unique and compelling messaging. I'm not gonna, I'm here thinking about, I'm here ranting. I'm thinking about, all right, well, what's the solution, Ryan? What's the solution? I mean, yeah, the solution is putting in more work. And obviously, if you don't want to put in the work, you should hire someone like me to do the work for you. But of course, you're going to have to put in some work on your end too. I'm just trying to describe the situation here. The landscape of marketing and most of the people that I talk to is that the reason why they're not getting results is they're not doing enough, or they're not hiring somebody to do enough and do the right things, or they're hiring somebody that's telling them that it's easy, and then that person's just taking their money and they're not getting any results, and they're just jumping from one client to the next. That's how it's going. Next question. Is charisma something you are or something that you do? Oh. Charisma is something you are, and I think it's something that you do. So I was reading, actually I have this book about charisma, and the idea, the word, it first came from Paul, the Apostle Paul. And he described it as the spirit coming in and expressing through you, the charismata, the energy, the God coming into you and being expressed out through you. That is your charisma. So is it something you are, and it's something, or is it something you do? I think it's two things. Ultimately, I think charisma is the ability to let somebody you know that you care about them, to make somebody feel like you care about them with the way that you talk to them, with the way that you listen to them, with the energy that you bring to them. But that's a thing. So the things are like the listening. The things are like you let someone talk. The thing is you are genuinely interested in what somebody is saying. You're paying attention to what they're saying. You're doing things for them that make them feel good. You're saying things that are building them up and making them feel good. You're in a circle of people and you're saying, hey, did you know that this person does this? He's really good at that. This person's really great at doing that thing. That's the charisma, the doing, but the being is also the willingness, the wanting, the want to pay attention to somebody, the genuine want to learn things. And I think most people think it's about others. I think it's a completely selfish thing. This is what I want. I want to learn about other people so that I can know more. I want to make other people feel good because it makes me feel good knowing that I'm making them feel good. I want to listen because I want to learn, because if I listen to this person and I learn, then I'm going to be able to continue a relationship with them and speak to them and have us have a relationship together. It's about having a genuine love for people, for humanity, a genuine love and a genuine interest, but it's a self-interest. I want to self-develop. I want to develop this love. I want to cultivate love, and I want to express it so that I can build relationship with others. So what is charisma? It's both. It's the inside and the outside. The outward actions, the listening, the paying attention, the complimenting, and then the inner, the genuine interest in others, the genuine love for life. It's really just a love for life. It's doing work that you love, doing things that make you love yourself because you're healthy and eating well, and you're doing work you love, and you're saying things you love to do, and you're interacting with people you like to be around. You're thinking positive things. You're building yourself up. That's charisma. That's the stem of everything. That's the stem of a good life, of good living. You have to love life and love you. You got to do things for yourself. You got to do the work you love. You got to say the things you want. I think it all stems from work. It all stems from mission. Mission and work and mission and work. If you don't have the mission, then what are you doing? You're not doing anything. You can't, if you don't have the North Star, you can't do the things you want to do, and you can't say the things you want to say. You can't be the person you want to be. So how are you going to find that mission? How are you going to enact that mission every day? For me, it's spread good ideas. That is my mission, spreading good ideas. It came to me in college, walking through the campus, trying to decide what I was going to do. So spreading good ideas was, I should do marketing. Marketing is about spreading ideas. There's a lot of bad ideas. I'll spread good ideas. Oh, my friend's a videographer. Hey, let's make some videos for the volunteer center where I'm an intern as a marketer. Let's share stories about others and what the volunteer center is doing to help people. Let's start a production company so that we can use video, which is the most effective way to spread ideas. Hey, how about teaching marketing to people who are doing good things? How about teaching marketing to coaches, because coaches are people that are helping other people? How about teaching marketing to leadership and executive coaches, because those coaches are helping leaders, which are helping hundreds of people in their organization to do better? So what is your North Star? What is your mission? Everything needs to trickle down from that. That's how you're going to have the happiest life. I guess, that's how I'm happy. That's how I do it. That's how I feel. It can't be anything else. It's all about the mission in your work. That's what makes me the happiest of anything. I can't think of anything better. Okay, that was pretty good. That was pretty wild. Tell you what, I like that. Let's do that again sometime. All right, have a great weekend, y'all.